From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode, Getting Started, we visit a place that promises to bring together entrepreneurs, academics, startups, corporations, and community members. What does it mean to have health equity? We went to a healthcare giant to find out. And coming up will be our industry focus on the trades. Springtime is their time.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
The holidays are all about sharing with family. Meals, couches, stories, Grandma's secret pecan pie recipe. And now you can also share a cart with Instacart Family Carts. Everyone can add what they want to one group cart from wherever they are. So you don't have to go from room to room to find out who wants cranberry sauce, or whether you should get mini marshmallows for the yams, or collecting votes for sugar cookies versus shortbread. Just share a cart, and then share the meals and the moments. Download the Instacart app and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
It is April, at last, the month of renewal and growth for nature and for your business. Welcome to Business, Equity, and Opportunity. I'm Scott Sander. Each week, we talk to business professionals, community leaders, our own team of experts. They all then share their experiences with you to help you build and grow your own successful business. We have 7 segments every week to help you get started, get access to capital, run a business day to day, stay on top of the week in business, guide you through accounting and bookkeeping, focus on a specific industry, and inspire with a success story. We're here every Sunday morning on Wish TV and streaming on wishtv.com. You can see our content then any time of any day on BEOshow.com. Our site grows every week with new stories and resources. And when you're there, sign up for our podcast. Listen to us whenever works for you. And we encourage you to sign up for our newsletter that we update every Tuesday. Let's get to the business of business here on Business, Equity, and Opportunity. We look at how assistive technology could make your shop more inclusive. We meet artists who feel a need for speed. Ty Shea is back to talk accounting and bookkeeping. Spring is the busy season for trade workers, and we tell a very secure success story. Getting Started, we visit a place that promises to bring together entrepreneurs, academics, startups, corporations, and community members. It is 16 Tech in Indianapolis.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Getting Started.
Emily Kruger is president and CEO of 16 Tech Community Corporation, a facility dedicated to collaboration and creative problem solving.
We're creating a clear place for innovators and entrepreneurs in our community to come, a destination for them that's got the resources that they need, whether that be facilities or programs, in order to help them scale and grow their businesses. Ultimately, we're focused on innovation-driven enterprises, so we look really closely to partner and provide resources, especially to support the tech enablement of the life sciences and advanced manufacturing, but we still have resources that are available for every type of entrepreneur. So 16 Tech is a great place to start your journey if you're looking for an asset or a resource to help your business. Innovation districts are meant to support companies of a variety of different stages of growth. And so we have startups at 16 Tech, we have corporate innovation teams, we have university partners, we also have programming and service partners that are providing the various resources, and a network of social impact groups as well. So we really believe that it's the mix of these groups that is key towards the culture that we're creating here, and also towards the cross-cultural, cross-industry networks that we're creating. We're really looking to focus though on that innovation-driven enterprise. So companies that require some place-based component of their innovation lifecycle, whether that be life sciences, wet labs, or companies that are involved in the hard tech industry and are looking for resources to help them prototype products, etc. 16 Tech has been open for just about 2 years right now, and today we have roughly 90 companies across a variety of industries. And what's most exciting is when those connections get made. So someone who might be working at our EMC Squared facility, connecting with someone at Connexus, and someone who's working in our makerspace here at 16 Tech. So our team is focused on trying to create those connections and make it as easy as possible for people to know when they're working on shared problems or they have resources that they might be able to leverage. But it happens serendipitously on a daily basis in line at our coffee shop or at lunch in the AMP as well. And we also have a variety of different types of networking events, district engagement opportunities, happy hours, and those can be geared around a particular subject and topic, like data analytics that might bring people together around a shared problem. They can also just be to get to know people who are here in the district. The AMP stands for the Artisan Marketplace and Food Hall. It is the primary source of amenities in the 16 Tech Innovation District. We have over 20 different food and retail options that are available. 100% of them are independent, locally owned. 65% are female and minority owned and operated businesses, and 50% are new business concepts. So it truly is a place if someone wants to come and experience entrepreneurship in our food industry and culture, this is the place to come. And it is open to the general public. It also provides the food and fuel for all the entrepreneurs and innovators who are working in Indianapolis. So it's a key part of what keeps people coming together throughout the course of the day. And it's also a great place for people to come if they want to first experience what is 16 Tech and learn about some of the other resources that are here. It's definitely a place to start. One of the most surprising things to me right now is how much R&D is also distributed. And there's been so much conversation in the last couple years about the future of work. And what I still see on a daily basis is the clear need for places where talent can gather and the variety of resources that are needed to support innovators and entrepreneurs of all types. And so while it's true that so much of work can be done remotely and can be distributed, there are still very clear reasons to bring people together on a daily basis. Sometimes that's because the need to connect and collaborate requires physical assets like labs, etc. But it's also to bring people together. And so for me, the exciting thing is seeing how space truly still does make a difference. And then also as we think about what the opportunities are, especially because R&D has become distributed, we have companies that are locating at 16 Tech from out of state to use the labs here. So people use labs just like they might go to a gym membership, which really creates a lot of interesting applications and opportunities as well. One of the things that distinguishes 16 Tech, and it can't be replicated, is our geography. We're 20 minutes from the airport. We're right across the creek from IU Indianapolis and Purdue in Indianapolis, as well as the talent and the faculty that are at both of those institutions. And so 16 Tech, by virtue of its geography, really is a front door to the broader Indiana innovation ecosystem. And I think that's something that distinguishes us from other spaces as well. 16 Tech's really just getting started. We have 3 buildings that are open today, but we have 10 additional development parcels. Our first residential project will break ground later this spring, and then we have a bridge that's under construction right now, which will cross Fall Creek and create greater connectivity to the downtown area. We've had to spend a lot of time on the public infrastructure. This area is the site of the city's water infrastructure. But as we move forward, it's going to be less about a focus on roads and utilities and more about new buildings that we're bringing to the market that have a variety of spaces that support innovation and entrepreneurship in our community, whether that be through wet labs or hard tech or sports tech. We're really excited, and 16 Tech will continue to grow and be a vibrant place for the next 10 years.
Time to talk running your business day to day. We talk a lot about equity. It's part of our name. But what does it mean to have health equity? We went to a healthcare giant to find out.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, running your business day to day.
Daryl Lockett is the Director of Health Equity for Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I serve Anthem Indiana Medicaid and almost 800,000 members as the Director of Health Equity. We begin with the data, and I drill down into the data to get a better understanding of the disparities that exist, the inequities that percolate in the outcomes that we're trying to move. Because we have a fundamental belief that each person has an opportunity, and even more so, almost a right, to have the best health care that they can possibly have and live a quality of life that they're deserving of. So when we realize that certain communities, certain individuals, or certain geographies experience and interact with healthcare in different ways to see different outcomes, we want to do something about that. We don't think your life expectancy should be determined by your zip code. And we really want to make sure that we're doing all that we can from the managed care perspective to equalize and make equitable the playing field that each individual lives, plays, and enjoys life in Indiana. Fundamentally, we believe that we must be good citizens. It's a part of our corporate and social responsibility to take care of those who live around us. We have been in Indiana for decades. We think of this community as our community. We recognize the need for looking out for our community, our neighbors, the churches, the parishes that exist around us. We think it's the right thing to do. More than a bottom line or business initiative, it is that sort of moral and social imperative that gives us the license to operate in this state. We live next door to, Hoosiers. We go to the grocery store with fellow Hoosiers. We, drive in traffic and avoid potholes with fellow Hoosiers because this is our community. This is our backyard. So, of course, we want to see this state flourish, and we want to do well as a business. And I don't think those two ideas are converging in any way, but actually can work together. And when we find these, sort of shared value relationships and understand the true principles of collective impact, we can really grow together. I'm not going to push on any other business the triple bottom line, but I think we should consider the impact that we have on people, the impact that we have on the environment, the impact that we have on communities, the impact that we have on our state, just as we consider the impact of, the profit margin that we, keep a close eye to. We are just as strong as the people and the communities that make us. And I think we must have leaders that remember that and stay ever present of that. And that's, what sort of drew me away from a nonprofit space to go to a for-profit organization. I had to find an organization that I knew shared my personal values. So I encourage that to any individual who's going into business or looking to go into the corporate community for employment. Find someone that shares your values, that considers their version of self is similar to yours and includes individuals outside of just you, that includes the community, that includes the elderly, includes the most vulnerable among us, because truly that's where you're going to find purpose, and that's where you're going to really awaken that passion that lives within. I realize now that there are certain inequities that exist in this city, in this state, that I would really like to, gather all of the interested and concerned parties, circle the wagon with all the hearts and minds and bring everyone to the table to truly address, because some of these things do not have to be. We firmly believe that health inequities do not have to be. Robert Wood Johnson Foundation a few years ago, sort of coined the term social determinants of health. But we don't use social determinants of health here. We call them social drivers of health, because we believe that we can change the reality that exists for so many individuals. We can come together as a community and change the lived experiences that folks live under day in and day out. And many of these issues are systemic. When we're talking about transportation, when we're talking about access to fresh fruits and vegetables, stable housing, economic security, these are issues that we're concerned about even as a health insurance company, because we realize that it speaks to the strength and the resolve of our state. So each community-based organization, each church, each house of worship, each school understands that they play a part in our collective advancement. And we might live in, unique and separate neighborhoods, but with all things that are together for our mutual advancement, we must be like the hands of a glove. We must come together, but all things for our collective and mutual advancement, we must be like the fingers of one hand and working together towards the progress of our city and our state. So for me, it is really, building upon the empathy that we've seen over the past 3 years here in this community, and continuing to understand that each individual may not experience and have access to the same things that each other, member of this community has. But we can do something about that. We can level the playing field, we can change the outcomes, and we can work together to truly strengthen Indiana.
To learn more about health equity and if it can help you run your business day to day a little bit better, visit BEOshow.com. Welcome back to Business Equity and Opportunities. Time for Industry Focus. Spring is here. If you're in one of the trade industries, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, you're about to get very busy.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities. Industry Focus.
Kenneth Hale is the owner of Complete Comfort Heating, Air, and Plumbing in Greenwood. Now that winter's behind us, they're ready to do some heavy lifting.
Complete Comfort has been around. This year will be our 20-year anniversary. We do HVAC and plumbing and home services. The industry is basically, it's if you need your air conditioner repaired or replaced or serviced or your plumbing checked out, you would call a company like ours and we'd come out and take a look at it and let you know how reliable it is or efficient it is or even like safety, things like that as well. Spring is very important. Obviously, we've got, the allergies coming. We have a lot of answers for allergies. Not only that, we're getting in preparation for the summer season. Our summer in our industry gets very hectic. A lot of people wait until the unit breaks to give us a call, and because of that, all the companies in town get flooded. And what happens really quickly is their schedules get booked out a week, sometimes even 2 weeks before someone can even come take a look. So we recommend getting your unit checked out like a preventative measure. We have annual plans that assist with that, where we come out twice a year, take a look at your unit, and let you know if anything looks awry, it's something that you might want to take care of in advance. So that way, when the season does come, you're ready to go. So the maintenance agreements, what they do is they give you the twice a year visits. Ours actually includes 3 visits because we include plumbing as well. And what we can do on those visits, sometimes it's just a matter of cleaning some sensors or making some adjustments, which can make your unit run much more efficient and also reliable. Sometimes we find issues or potential issues, and we let you know what those are, and you can choose at that point if you want to take care of it or not. But it's just basically like having your car looked at. If you're going on a long road trip, you're going to want to have a professional look at it and let you know, hey, am I good to go, or do we need to address anything? And that's kind of what the tune-ups are. It's an opportunity to flush out problems before they happen. It's an opportunity to dial your system in for efficiency and things like that. We got hit pretty hard, especially during the COVID era, and part availability became really difficult. Equipment availability also became difficult. We were just like anyone else. Automotive, copper, conductors, microchips, all that stuff affects us as well. We're rebounding from that. We're probably about 80% back to where we were pre-COVID, but now we're also faced with the energy efficiency changes. This year there came a new energy efficiency protocol. So all the units that you're used to getting even last year are now more efficient than they were. And the mandate basically states that manufacturers have to adhere to the new energy efficiency manufacturing guidelines. So with that being said, like your unit that you would have bought last year is now not even available. We, as a proactive measure, we stocked up on some of the previous equipment just for affordability, and also to when things like this roll out, we find that the manufacturers struggle to keep inventory, so we kind of keep it for them. That way, we're here to serve the customer when they need us. Yeah, the trades are phenomenal. They saved me. They gave me focus. I was a young man, didn't know what I wanted to do for a living, and I got into the trades, and I've been in it ever since. It's 26 years now. But yeah, we bring in, we're really, our labor force, unfortunately, because of the era of my generation pushing kids to go to college and get that 4-year degree and go into corporate America, we're now feeling the effects of that. The effects are there's not as many tradespeople as what we need. So a lot of companies are adapting the model of grow your own, and that's what we're doing as well. So we're willing to bring people, young women and men in, and teach them a skill that could very quickly put them into 6-figure income, even as early as the first or second year. People have hinted around that like Elon Musk is interested in our industry and things like that, but efficiency continues to increase. The environmental aspect of it continues to get safer and safer for our planet, and with that, the equipment is getting easier and easier to work on. It's more of a thinking game instead of a physical game. these systems now, they're almost like a computer, more or less. And so I like that personally because that's easier to train the new incoming folks for how to check out like airflow issues and things like that. So the units communicate with us. We have a certain amount of units that we have on a monitoring program. So if we put in a certain thermostat and we set up your controls properly, we from the office can watch your system performance. We can alert you of a breakdown pending that might come up in the near future. And also we could call you and say, hey, you might want to change your filter and things like that. So the technology is there and it's growing rapidly. We have also systems where a technician can pull up in front of your house and monitor your system from his van. It's growing fast. When I first came up, I worked in basically every corner of the business, from construction to refrigeration, and then eventually into residential service. And then when I was in the residential service, I took a great satisfaction in coming to someone's home that was a little distraught, didn't know what was going on, or didn't expect that thing to happen that day, and helping them get back on track. Get their system back up and going, get them back on the road, their kids in school, whatever they've got going on. That's very satisfying to me because that can really throw a wrench in your day when you have a plumbing or heating or air conditioning issue. So with that being said, when I first started the business, I thought to myself, okay, I've worked for the bigger companies. I think I can create a company that it can connect with the consumer. We can build relationships and things like that. But it's actually grown from there. From there, I've ended up falling in love with the customer service aspect of it, and I've got my sons now are involved in the business. And basically, our goal is to take care of as many clients as we can without it becoming a transaction. We want relationships with our clients and their kids and their kids and their kids.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at BEOshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.